everyone. Welcome to Tell Me, Tell Me. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 세리나 황입니다. Alright, today's Tell Me question is, do you go to musicals? Here we have Robert from Canada. Hello, Robert.
Hello.
Robert, do you go to musicals?
As often as I can, yes.
Okay. How often would you say you go on a regular basis?
I probably go about 6 times a year.
Okay. That's quite a large amount, I would say, right?
Most people, probably.
Yeah. So, Robert, what kind of musicals do you go to?
I prefer to go see the more modern, contemporary, upbeat type of musical.
Okay. Give me an example.
Oh, goodness gracious. Spam-A-Lot, which is a great one. So it's on Broadway. They've also had Traveling Spam-A-Lot, which I've seen in Las Vegas. So it's 2 very different shows, but it's fun to see.
So when you see the same show in different cities, how are they different?
Oh, the scale of the performance is completely different. Obviously, when you see something in New York City, it's a grand spectacle. When it travels, so if I see it in Canada or somewhere else, it's usually very small. So it's not as elaborate as the Broadway show.
Okay. So where do you go to when you're back home?
Actually, Toronto has a great theater district, so when I'm in Toronto, I try to go to the theater as often as I can.
Okay. What was your most memorable musical? Perhaps a recent musical that you've watched or something that you watched years ago, doesn't matter. Anything, one of your favorites.
Actually, the most memorable was probably seeing Bette Midler perform in a musical in Las Vegas. And she's just incredible. So it was just an incredible show, and she really kept us entertained for the entire show.
Was that a recent show?
Oh, goodness, no. That was probably 5 years ago now.
Oh, wow. That, I'm sure, is very memorable. How often do you see Bette Midler on stage?
You know, I've seen Bette Midler probably 6 times.
Really?
Yeah. So I've seen her a whole lot.
Okay.
It's great.
And she's great every time?
She's wonderful every time.
Oh, okay. How much are tickets generally in Canada? Or you sound like you've been traveling to different countries as well. Are the prices different?
No, they're in both. I used to live in the United States, so I can compare both. They're really, really high. So typically, to see a great show and to get a decent seat, it's probably $125 US. Very expensive.
So it's probably hard to watch, on a monthly basis.
Yeah, you'd have to be pretty committed to want to go see them to pay that kind of money over the course of a year.
What is it about musicals that keep bringing you back? What do you like about them?
I think with musicals, there's the performance part, there's the musical part. When they're more comedic, I think there's a lot of participation by the audience. So really it's just 2 hours of entertainment.
Okay. And for you, what makes a musical attractive? What makes it appealing?
Again, I think because there's so many different parts of the musical. So there's the music, there's the speaking, there's the acting, there's dancing. So it's really an elaborate performance, which I really enjoy.
We had a good conversation with Robert talking about all the musicals that he's seen. All right, back to you guys. See you next time.
Okay, we had a gentleman from Toronto, I think. 토론토에서 오신 분인 것 같아요. 캐나다에서 오신 분이죠. 우리 세미아 선생님도 토론토인가요? 캐나다 출신인 걸로 알고 있는데. 자, 두 분의 대화에서 볼 수 있다시피 이렇게 뭔가 그 뮤지컬에 관련된 얘기를 하면서 브로드웨이 얘기를 좀 하고 있고요. 그렇죠? 그다음에 이제 다른 데서 봤었던 뮤지컬과 비교를 또 하고도 있습니다. Okay, let's talk about what he talked about.
Talking about what he talked about. Great way to put it. We have Serena starting it off. Robert, do you go to musicals, right? Now, Robert says, as often as I can. What an interesting expression to use, right? As often as I can. 일단 often이 나왔는데요. 얼마나 자주. We're talking about frequency here, right? But just think about it as 뭐뭐뭐. 그러니까 내가 뭐뭐뭐를 할 수 있는 만큼. As much as I can or as often as I can. They're both similar. So, do you go to musicals? As much as I can, 혹은 as often as I can. Now, what kind of musicals do you go to? Serena asks. Well, Robert says, I prefer 뭐뭐뭐. 일단 뭐뭐뭐를 선호한다고 하셨는데요. Modern, contemporary, upbeat type of musicals. 모던은 모던이고요. Modern, contemporary is similar. 되게 현대적인 뮤지컬 좋아하시나 그랬습니다. So modern and contemporary, they're very similar. 근데 무엇보다 upbeat type of musical. 생각해 보세요. beat이 up 돼 있는 뮤지컬이니까 좀 신나는 뮤지컬 좋아하신다고 하셨습니다. So modern, contemporary, upbeat type of musicals is what he likes. Now, Serena asks a great question. Depending on what city you watch it in, a show could be different, right? Robert says the scale of the performance is different. So for example, New York, it's big. Maybe in a small city, it's a smaller musical. So the scale of the performance. 우리말로도 뭐 스케일이 달라 이러잖아요. So scale of the performance, 공연의 규모에 대한 말입니다. So scale of the performance, scale of the movie, scale of the budget. 예산이 좀 더 클 때 scale of the budget is totally different. 이렇게 표현하실 수 있겠죠. And he also says, so in New York City 더 크게 제작을 한다고 하셨는데 it's a grand spectacle. This word grand 좀 대규모로 할 때 그런 느낌이 있고요. 장엄한 광경 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다. So grand spectacle. Spectacle is something that we see, something that we watch, right? So 장엄한 광경. It's a more grand spectacle.
우리도 뭐 스펙테클 하다 뭐 이런 얘기 하잖아요. 그렇죠? spectacle 이런 데서 나온 말이죠. 자, 장엄한 어떤 광경, 즉 규모 자체가 그 작은 규모가 아니라 이제 웅장한 무대에서 이제 공연이 이루어진다. 뭐 이런 얘기죠. 음악도 정말 웅장하게 나오고요. 자, 이제 왜 그 뮤지컬을 이제 지속적으로 보게 되는지에 대한 얘기를 했었습니다. 물론 토론토에도 뮤지컬을 하는 데가 있다. 브로드웨이 작품도 얘기했었지만 토론토 이제 출신 지역에 대한 얘기도 했었고, 벳 미들러라고 하는 한 여성 그 가수이시자 이제 연기자신데 그분이 하는 공연을 라스베가스에서 보셨대요. 한 5년 전에 봤다 하죠. 굉장히 인상 깊게 봤다고도 얘기해 주셨고, 자, what is it about musicals that keep bringing you back? 왜 그러면 뮤지컬을 자꾸 다시 보게 되느냐 물어봤더니요. 아까 저랑 했었던 얘기 비슷한 얘기 하셨어요. 자, 음악적인 어떤 공연적인 요소 있고, 그렇죠? 그다음 관객이 참여하는 어떤 약간 그런 느낌. 2 hours of entertainment. 대부분 한 2시간 정도 지속이 되잖아요. 2시간 내내 어떤 흥미 요소와 엔터테인먼트를 느낄 수 있는 그런 종합적인 어떤 장르라는 얘기를 합니다. 2 hours of entertainment. 아까 우리가 full of entertainment 그런 얘기를 했었잖아요. 자, 그러면서 왜 그러면 뮤지컬이라는 장르가 매력적이냐? attractive, appealing 이런 단어로 해서 물어봤었죠. What makes a musical attractive? What makes it appealing? attractive한 매력적이고 뭐 끌리게 하는 거죠. appealing이란 것도 어떤 매력을 느끼게 하는 이런 뜻이니까, 자, 매력 포인트가 뭐냐고 물어봤습니다. 그랬더니 여러 가지 요소가 접목된 장르라는 얘기를 해요. speaking, acting, dancing, elaborate performance라고 그랬죠. 어떤 대사도 있고요. 연기도 있고요. dancing, 어떤 춤도 있고요. elaborate performance, 물론 앞에 음악도 있었어요. elaborate이라는 건 뭐 세련된, 정교한, 정말 또 연습을 많이 할 거 아닙니까? elaborate, 정교하고 세련된 그런 퍼포먼스도 함께 있는 것이 바로 뮤지컬이다. 이렇게 얘기를 했죠. Now, I think there is no other better way to explain or describe a musical. You can actually talk about what it contains and all this. It's full of entertainments, actually, right? Okay? 자, 오늘 그럼 마지막으로 퀴즈 하나 드리겠습니다. 빈칸 채워주시면 됩니다.
Fill in the blank. It's very short today. 그 작품들은 영작이야. In English, we would say, those are blank. Those are blank.
자, 명작이다 혹은 고전 중이다, 최고의 작품이다라고 할 때 쓰는 그 C로 시작하는 단어를 써주시면 되겠습니다. 정답은요, 퀴즈망에 올려주시고요. 홈페이지에서 저희가 추첨을 해서 하루에 한 분씩 선물 보내드릴게요. 자, 이렇게 해서 일단은 오늘 뮤지컬 얘기를 해봤고, 내일은요, 발레 작품 얘기를 해보겠습니다. We'll be talking about ballet. I think this is another performance people like to go to. 자, 생활영어 홈페이지 찾아오고 싶으신 분들 EBSe 사이트 일단 오셔서요. 검색창에 생활영어 치시면 됩니다. 저희 강의 교환과 그 밖에 다시 보기 무료로 제공하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so take full advantage of what we're offering you on there.
That's right.
Well, if you're interested in ballets, tomorrow's all the more exciting. Hope to see you back tomorrow.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.